Hi, my name is Lisa, and today I just wanted to give a little update on the Wille EMOTION wig that I bought a couple weeks ago. It is 100% human hair. It's an Indian China blend, and I did just wash it for the first time, and there were a few things that I just wanted to kind of give my honest opinion at this point. I am going to straighten it and curl it in a few minutes and just see kind of where we're at that point. I do use the just wash and air dry method to kind of gauge how good the quality of hair is in my wigs in the past. I've used every different brand of human hair you can think of. But yeah, so this is it just air dried. And one thing I noticed, it puffed up a lot. The hair really isn't, very movable at this point. It really just frizzed up, puffed up, and the hair feels very, very dry, surprisingly dry for just one wash. So let's see what happens after we get it just a straight iron through and see, if we can get this density kind of down. For being such a low density wig overall, there's just not a lot of hair here. So I'm actually kind of surprised that it did, puff up as much as it did. So let's see what we can do to fix this. Okay, so I'm going to put just a tiny bit of argan oil on the ends just to kind of protect it from the heat. So this is just half straightened, and you can definitely see, big difference in the straightened side and the non-straightened side. So I think we're gonna be okay. I still don't think the hair quality is great, but I do think, it's absolutely usable, wearable. It's just gonna need more TLC to make it that way, whenever it's washed or anything. Okay, so yeah, much better, much flatter, much more movable. Let's see what it looks like on just straightened. Okay, so this is it just straightened. I'm not sure if I'm going to curl it. I actually kind of like it straight, I think. The only other thing to really say about this wig that I did notice just through wearing it was I'm not 100% on the hairline. I am still kind of trying to decide if I need to throw just some bangs in it just to kind of cover it. But it is a double layer mono top. And of the two layers, the bottom layer next to the skin feels more like a Swiss lace. And the top layer is a much thicker, coarser feeling lace. It doesn't irritate my head or anything like that, but to me it just looks more noticeable having that double layer. It's kind of thicker, how it sits on the scalp, and there's a little bit of a slight sheen to that top layer. So let's just see if we can kind of do a close-up. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, but the hair does tend to want to lay over most of it. The thing that I do love about this is how low density it is. It's definitely easy to tuck behind the ear, more so than a lot of my other wigs. It does feel a little bit more dense now that I've washed it, but after flat ironing, it still is a much lower density than anything I've tried before, really, as far as the human hair. There's the back. And I'll show you the cap just because I think the cap is really well done. So it is. I did put a little piece of tape to try to mask that part line, but it is a fully tied, nice and stretchy on the sides. There's Velcro adjusters down there. The cap is actually made beautifully. So excuse the messy hair, but I did want to mention something else that I do actually love about this now that I'm kind of playing with it, now that it's all washed and straightened and everything, is how easy it is to put this up because it is fully hand tied. You can pretty much just put it back anywhere. The front hairline I'm finding is fairly easy to mask, you know, with just a little bit of hair pulled out. But you know, the density is so low, and excuse the mismatched hair decorations, but the density is so low that it's just super easy to throw it back in pretty much anything, you know, even a ponytail. I mean, it just is easy to put back because it's so thin, and you can use like the smaller clips and whatnot. So yeah, you know, I do think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. Really my only qualms is just, I think the hair quality could be a little better, but overall, I do think this is going to be very fun to wear, you know, and very, especially in the summer, you know, when it's real warm and whatnot, or even in the winter when I want to wear a hat, just because the density is so low, it won't make like the hat puff out. So, yeah, so that's it. So that is Wille Emotion. So one more thing to mention that I actually do like on this is the way they do the sides, you know, the ear tabs. They're very low profile on this compared to other wigs that I've tried. So they sit nice and flat. So it does make it easier to do an ear tack. Now, I don't have any hair under here. It's literally shaved pretty much bald. But, you know, if you just pull or push it down flat and then pull a tiny bit, and it just kind of hides it, you know, or at least it hides most of it. So just something else to mention that I did like. Let's see if I can kind of show you. Yeah, so just, they're nice and flat. Even kind of pulling back a little bit off the head, it sits nice and flush and really doesn't move very easy. I do find the cap is very comfortable, especially after a wash. It was just slightly tight on me before a wash. I am a 22-inch circumference, but after the wash, it just, I'm not sure, you know, I didn't dry it on like a cork head or anything, but it just feels just perfect now on me. And I have it on the very loosest settings, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. The only other thing I plan to do with this in the future, not sure when, is I am going to tone it. I do want it just slightly more beige. It's just a little bit on the gold side, but I do think it's a little bit better after the wash. There was a little bit of color that ran out in the shampoo that I noticed, and it does look just a slightly less brassy to me now. But I think overall, just slightly beiger, and that will be my sweet spot. That's for another day. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, let me know, you know, what you think if you have this wig. You know, I'm kind of curious at what other people's experiences are. But yeah, overall, definitely like it, will recommend it. But you know, there are some things that I would change if I could, so.